moving. Everyone was frozen in place. The ref had his hand around Molly's wrist, trying to restrain her. But why was no one moving? Hello? Guys? Guys? What is happening? The thing is, I could hear myself screaming, perfectly clear, even without the hearing aid. I scanned the field for my device and found it in the goalpost. I fashioned it back into my ear and was met with that piercing ringing again. But this time, when I opened my eyes, everyone was moving again. Molly was being apprehended by the ref, getting dragged off the field. And hovering above me was a boy my age from the opposing team. I thought he was going to say something snarky, but instead he offered me his hand.
I'm sorry that happened to you. Oh, weird. Looks like you got your device back. Huh. Anyway, I know what it's like to be bullied. I'm Jasper, by the way.
He had these really weird-looking sunglasses secured to his head with a metal wire.
I can't take them off, or something about the sun. I don't know. Just stay strong and don't let it get to you. What they see as your biggest weakness could be your biggest strength.
My biggest strength? Okay, there was totally something my parents weren't telling me. I mean, I don't want to jump to conclusions, but something connected to the device seemed to stop time. When I got home, I thought about telling my parents what I had experienced, but I had no idea how they'd react, and I wanted to be sure first. So, I did a little experiment at dinner.
Your coach called. Apparently you got into a little tussle with that girl Molly. I'm going to call her mother. Enough is enough.
Oh, come on. You think that's what Ashley needs? Her mother interfering? Like that's gonna make school easier for her?
Would you rather she get tormented every day?
I rushed away from the dinner table and locked myself in the bathroom. I couldn't listen to them bicker anymore. I yanked out my earpiece, ready to face that dreadful ringing. When it was over and I opened my eyes, all was silent. The shrill sound of my parents screaming was gone. I was nervous to go back to the kitchen, a million thoughts running through my head. But when I arrived at the dinner table, my parents were right where I left them. My mom's fork waving at Dad, spaghetti sauce all over Dad's face. Then I realized I couldn't hear the traffic outside, or the baby next door crying, or the wind. I stepped outside to find that I had frozen the entire neighborhood. What if I had caused a catastrophe? I needed to get to the lookout in town to see how far my, quirk extended. My neighbor was frozen on his bicycle and I needed transportation. I snapped a photo of him with my phone so I could put him right back where I found him. Then I picked him up and set him gently on the sidewalk. I hopped on his bike and pedaled to the overlook where I could see all the way out to the water. I looked out onto the horizon, desperately searching for any sign of movement. The river didn't even look like it was flowing. But then I spotted something. A fisherman waiting in the water, reeling his fishing rod. Whew. I didn't know if I could handle the responsibility of freezing the entire world. I needed to get home and search for answers. But as I turned around, I noticed a row of cars parked. I peered through the windows and saw my classmates making out. Well, frozen mid-makeout. I thought the makeout spot was a total myth. The last thing I needed right now was another reminder of how abnormal I was. I'd never kissed anyone. Then, in one of the cars, I saw a familiar mop of blonde hair against one of the windows. It was Molly, and in the passenger seat was Jasper. What the heck? I had no idea they even knew each other. The guy who saved me from my bully looked like he was mid-arguing with her. Were they dating? Breaking up? I was suddenly filled with rage. I had to do something. I saw a lizard on the ground, picked it up, and dumped it into the crack in the window onto her lap. Then I hid behind a tree, put my hearing device back in, and watched her totally freak out. Ah! She jumped out of the car, frantic. Ew, ew, ew! I couldn't help but laugh to myself. I suddenly felt powerful. This wasn't a quirk. It was a strength. Oh shoot, totally forgot to return the bike. I sped home, leaving the bike right where I found it. When I got home, my parents were livid.
Where were you? We were terrified. We didn't even hear you leave.
Sweetie, it's fine. She's home now. You don't have to hover so much.
I just went for a bike ride to clear my head, to get away from your arguing. I locked myself in my room, wishing there was a way I could use my powers to make my parents get along. I thought maybe I could, by becoming the social, well-adjusted daughter they'd always wanted. So, I started scheming. First, I would stop time so I could make friends. While I was at my locker, I overheard some cool alternative girls talking about a birthday celebration.
The party was fun, but no one got me the electronic baby doll I've wanted since I was a kid. I know I'm grown now, but I've been talking about it forever. It's like my dream gift.
I took my earpiece out, suffered through the familiar pain, and sprang into action. I dashed out of school, biked to the nearest toy store, and hunted down the